Love bombing is a form of psychological manipulation that consists of giving someone a lot of positive attention at the start of the relationship in order to push for the victim to commit to the relationship. On the macro level, this is a staple recruitment tactic used by cults and shady organizations. On the micro level, it is commonly used by malignant individuals in their personal relationships and romantic endeavors. In this video, I will focus more on how the technique is used in romance and personal relationships. So what causes people to be love bombed in the first place? Well, people grew up with an idealized image of what love is, and this image was promoted by popular culture, fairy tales, novels, TV shows, cartoons, movies, rom-com, all that stuff. This image is not realistic and is in fact a big illusion. This false image of love is promoted because it is appealing to a large portion of the population and is also very profitable to those that promote it. Unfortunately, many people, in their good-hearted nature and sometimes gullibility and naivete, they believe this illusion about love, and based on it, they develop unrealistic expectations about relationships and courtship. This is especially true for people who crave affection and attention. In everything they do, narcissists are not genuine. Their behavior is always rehearsed, planned in advance, and fake. However, narcissists are also observant, and they know that certain people have certain romantic fantasies and expectations, and in their opportunistic ways, narcissists will slide into a person's life by showing the willingness to fulfill that person's romantic fantasies and live up to their false expectations. The first love bombing phase in a relationship will last a few weeks. During this period, the narcissist's behavior will include flattery and excessive compliments, doing favors, constant contact through social media, phone calls, texting, and physical meetings, romantic dates, continuous gestures of affection like kissing, hugging, etc., verbal seduction, great sex, sometimes over-the-top gestures like romantic trips, flowers, and expensive gifts, and finally, pushing for the relationship to move very fast, like moving in together just after a few weeks or pushing for an engagement. During the love bombing phase, the narcissist is also collecting information that he or she can use against the victim later on. Meanwhile, the victim during this phase will feel a strong sense of connection, excitement, and passion in the relationship. But this soon will stop, and the vibe and the tone of the relationship will quickly change. The love bombing stops for 3 reasons. 1. Because it takes a lot of energy for the narcissist to uphold the fantasy. 2. Because the narcissist can only be passionate and cannot be intimate in the relationship, which is the next progression in any romantic relationship. So the narcissist hits the wall when the relationship gets to this point. And 3. Because the narcissist feels like he or she has enough information about you and understands you enough to emotionally control you. When love bombed, the narcissist makes you feel very special, and you will feel like you've been pedestalized, and the narcissist is happy to keep you on that pedestal, because he knows that once you're hooked in and the narcissist feels secure in the relationship, he can stop the grandiose love gestures, and you will feel like you've been knocked off your pedestal, and the narcissist knows that you will stay because you'll be desperate, and you will do whatever it takes, whatever the narcissist wants you to do, to get back on that pedestal. That is when the narcissist knows that you're fully committed to the relationship, and that is when the narcissist will start to reveal his other side. That is when the abuse, the devaluation, and the emotional blackmail will begin, and you will be victimized. Your vibrance and your energy will be sucked out of you, and you will be used as narcissistic supply, and eventually you will be used up, then discarded and thrown away. Keep in mind that the narcissist may repeat the love bombing many times in an idealization and devaluation cycle to keep the relationship going. But eventually, once the narcissist feels like there's no more juice they can squeeze out of the relationship, then the narcissist will discard you and move on to someone else. The love bombing technique is not exclusive to narcissists. It is also used by psychopaths, sociopaths, and hysteric characters. Love bombing as a courtship strategy is more commonly used by males than females. That's because the relationship dynamics in our culture expect men to always make the first move. Some professionals are also promoting love bombing as a parenting technique to help children with self-esteem issues. I personally think this is a very interesting application of love bombing that could be beneficial as long as it is done in moderation. Love bombing in itself is not harmful. Love bombing becomes harmful when it is used as a setup for the devaluation phase. When starting a new relationship, if it feels too good to be true, it probably is, so just trust your instincts. The best way to protect yourself from being love bombed and emotionally manipulated is to understand narcissism and become able to identify if someone is a narcissist. If you need help with that, then I suggest you go check out my video about narcissism, where I explain it all in detail and I give away an easy technique to identify if someone is narcissistic. Unlike the narcissist, I'm not gonna love bomb you, but I am gonna truth bomb you. If you don't mind that, of course. So if you want to continue receiving these truths in your path to self-empowerment, then consider subscribing and share this video if you think it can help someone.